Let me see here.
I know. In a couple of the slots, I had ties because I just really could not.
I don't. Okay, I wasn't gonna say nothing.
You've done it for years.
I don't know. I did it once. I haven't done it for years. I did
What?
it. Yeah, I've only done that once.
We used to make fun of how much you used to do it.
You did it one time. You made fun of me for doing that. I didn't do it after that no more. I did it one time, and everybody was like, "What the fuck, man? You can't do that. That's against the rules." Even when it lasted so much that even after I'd done it, when I made a list that was legit, just fine, like I did tonight. Even a couple people, man, just get used to it, man. Your fucking lists suck. And I'm just like, it's okay. All right, now you're getting out. I said, I had to tell some people, look, I ain't playing with you no more. Control yourself. I can laugh this shit off, but shut the fuck up. Martin, you got a tie at number 10. Mm-hmm. Now, one we already passed up, which is Upgrade. We mentioned Upgrade already. That's at number 10, but tie time. Martin has at tied with number 10, we have this movie.
Come here, little dude.
Can me and Miles have a play date today?
Your drink?
You can get closer. You can never quite reach her.
That dude again right there.
Got your Asian James Bond in there.
Yeah.
Movie is so full of style.
And we're talking about a simple favor at Martin's number 10. Yeah, it is a very stylish movie.
Yes, a stylish movie between just the architecture, the clothes, the music. But it also has one of my favorite things in that it is surprisingly a thriller. Mm-hmm. And you don't see it sneaking up on you. But even before you even get to that, I just love the writing in this. I love the way it's written. I love Blake Lively and her character and the way she is mean to the point of being psychotic but charming at the same time.
Yeah.
And you get seduced into what the situation is. You come in as Anna Kendrick's character, even though you go like, all right, she's a little bit too needy and insecure. But you totally see how she got pulled into it. It's not one you go like, "Oh, girl, you stupid." You're like, because you in there with her, and you're like, "Oh, goddamn."
No, Blake Lively is very manipulative.
Yeah,
man.
She is,
and it's a great performance.
And one of the things I love about this movie, which with a lot of things on my list, is that it was just such a surprise. Just went in, just not expecting this.
Let's see what we got at number 9. Number 9 is one that was already on my list right here. Actually, it was not actually on my list of top 10. This made my
your honorable mention.
This one made my honorable mention, and that would be continue playing what we played a little while ago, picking it up from there.
Excited to have you here.
I came across some of your stories in the college journal. Beautifully written.
You write with intelligence, but you're detached.
The characters are supposed to be detached, especially the mother.
And that is The Wife, which made my honorable mention list, but it made your top 10.
It did. Another movie that, wow, start off with one thing and realize you get pulled into something else. In fact, this was a movie that I almost didn't go see because I thought, Korey's not going to see it. I'll just be seeing it by myself. We won't even review it. But I said, well, Glenn Close. All right, it'll be easy. I'll just go check it out. And man, one of my favorite movies of the year when I saw it. And it's one where you come in going like, oh, what a nice story of an old couple. And he's going to pick up his Nobel Peace Prize for writing. And everybody's just riding his ass. What is y'all's deal? And the more it goes on, the more you're like, oh.
Yeah. And you know something? This is a twist that takes his time twisting. It's just like, to the point where it's kind of uncomfortable, but you were sucked in at that point. Like, man, I want to see how this turns out.
Yeah.
I can't stop looking. Yeah, man, it definitely caught me off guard, too, when I went to see it. It was, you talking about a great night at the theater, man. I enjoyed watching this. You want to move on to your next one?
Yeah.
At Martin's number 8, Roma.
Yeah, Roma.
Yeah, man, this is
Roma is beautiful, and it's one of those movies that I like even more when I talk to people who say, yeah, I saw Roma, I just don't get what the big deal was. I just think, man, I saw this in a theater and I got it. It's like, it makes me feel like I got something to be treasured. Like, something rare, because it's on Netflix, but it is so much better to watch it in a theater. And yeah, you talk about a slice of life where you don't have necessarily big dramatic moments, but it's like somebody carved out a window in time and just let you just watch for that 2 hours or that it's on.
He really captured the early 70s.
Yeah,
very well. Even though it's another country.
Right. But it's Mexico in a way that, like from his vision as a kid watching it, that just doesn't even exist anymore.
Yeah. It's a beautiful film, man.
And I read a lot of the comics, Love and Rockets. And one of the brothers, Gilbert Hernandez, always does a lot of stories about a fictional town called Palomar. And it just reminded me of reading those books. And I'm really sorry I forgot about Cold War because it would have been right there with it.
Well, you want to do a tie?
Sure.
Tie.
Please let me do that. Thank you.
Martin ties number 8 with Cold War. That's fine, right? And you want to explain why real quick?
Much like you, even though I didn't even know I had an appreciation for the French New Wave, but watching this, I was like, you know what? I guess I do.
Yeah.
And it's another movie where when it starts with just this guy just getting talent from the village, and you really go on a journey with this couple. I found myself watching it the whole time, hoping things would work out well for them, but knowing that it just couldn't.
Man, this is a European black and white movie. You know, it doesn't work out for nobody.
I know.
All right, Martin.
But it's beautiful.
And no, man, I'm telling you, I love the look of this movie. I'm gonna be popping this on just to play in the background.
I'm actually excited that you finally got to watch it.
I'm so happy I saw it too, man. Adore the film completely. This is one of my honorable mentions, but I'm glad somebody was able to pick it up and put it in their top 10, and Martin did so, making this number 7.
Yo, Star, you okay?
Go back where he told you. Khalil, I'm not playing. Go back where... What did you do?
I ain't saying the brother deserved it at all, but didn't he make you mad that he just did not listen to her? He ain't gonna tell me nothing. Like, brother, stop.
You know what? I would feel like that, but there is that thing of he wasn't doing anything.
No, he wasn't.
I mean, he was pulled over for some bullshit.
No, it makes you mad.
Yeah.
It makes you mad, man.
Yeah.
And I was so angry when I walked out the theater. It moved me very much. But this
No, I was moved by this movie. This is a movie that starts out almost like it's a YA novel adaptation, which I guess it is. What I liked about it was, you talk about the police shooting, but it explores every aspect of that. And anything that somebody could say, yeah, well, what about this? It's like, it covers that.
Yeah.
Well, what about, it's in there too. And it's about this girl finding her identity and the code switching. And, it connected with me probably more just, having daughters
who looks like her.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Gwenny looks just like her.
I know. And what's funny is Gwenny can't stand her. She's always like, that girl's a terrible actress. And I was like, you need to watch this movie because this is her.
She's
tour
been
de
in some
force.
bad movies.
She has. Yeah, she has. But no. I even rewatched it the other day, and I was like, yeah, it still gets to me. And you're right about the ending. That's the only thing that put it at number 7 instead of higher.
You want to go to your number 6?
Pretty sure my number 6 is BLINDSPOTTING.
Martin?
Because I had those movies tied, and I just could not make a decision for the longest.
Martin, are you asking me or are you telling me?
I'm telling you, it's BLINDSPOTTING.
You don't know you don't know your own list, do you?
Oh, I don't?
No, because if you did know it, you would say it's BLINDSPOTTING. You wouldn't ask.
Every time you come around, you monsters got me feeling like a monster in my own town.
I love that scene right there. But go ahead. Yeah, you're right.
Wait, when it turns into Hamilton?
Yeah.
It's a cool ending, but I was like, okay, this part right here is not realistic whatsoever.
Yeah, he's dressed up in colonial suits and shit.
I'm like, he's left evidence and DNA everywhere. He's been arrested by the time he left. But you know what I loved about this movie is that you watch that trailer, you see all those dramatic scenes, and you think that's going to be the whole movie, and it's not. And the movie is a lot more like Friday.
It's more like what you see in the beginning of the trailer.
Yeah,
hey, Friday's a great way of putting it.
It's Friday, and yet they weave in all that other stuff as it goes on. So it's Friday where we're clowning around, but there's message things and serious dramatic moments all the way through, and it all really culminates to something very strong.
Yeah.
And that actor Raphael Cassell, that guy's amazing.
He really is, man. I was mesmerized by his performance, man. That he's funny, but when he has to be serious, he really reins it in, man.
Well, and he perfectly plays that friend that a lot of us have, where it's like, man, this dude he's kind of dumb and he's dangerous, but he's also loyal and he's a good guy most of the time.
He's got a website.
I wasn't leaning towards you, but it's somebody like almost everyone in your life be like, why are you friends with that guy, man?
Yeah.
He's not going to be any good for you, but you're like,
I don't know. I'm in too deep.
I'm in too deep. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? If I had to bury a body, he'd be the guy I'd call.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You think you're gonna hate this guy, but you really don't.
Right.
Yeah, no, that guy's a great actor, man. Let's go ahead and get into, as I said, we have switched many spots from honorable mention to being in our top 10 list. Martin and I, we swapped with this movie right here at number 5. Martin has put.
So growing up can be a little bit scary and weird.
We will begin to explore these changing bodies of yours.
As always, make sure to share and subscribe to my channel. Gucci.
That's cute when she does that, man.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny because when she first does it, you're like, oh, that's so pathetic, these kids. But then the more you get to know her, you're like, oh,
yeah,
melt your heart for her.
Yeah. Why at number 5, Martin?
Oh man, talk about a movie that I had a real emotional response to. It captures this in such a gritty, you don't want to know kind of way, and having a younger daughter. She's older than this, but she remembers 8th grade, and we really bonded with this movie. I mean, we already close, but we bonded even more with this, and watching what this girl was going through. I love that he takes you through this with her life in this way. It's very honest, but not exploitative.
Yeah. No, he remains somewhat of a comedy, but it's a harsh look at childhood, man. Let's go ahead and get into your number 4 movie. At number 4, let's see what you have right here.
What I got?
At number 4, Martin, you have, we were so close, almost together, but yours is a little bit higher than it was on my list. We have A Star Is Born. I remember watching this. When we came at the theater, both of us were like, "Look, man, yeah, this is a given." Ain't no you some bullshit. Waiting to give our review. It's like,
is it that powerful? Like, everyone can't stop talking about this movie. It's crazy.
Honestly, my kids, whenever they bring somebody over, they put it on again, and I'm walking by and I'm like, "All right, y'all watching this again?" But damn, if I don't stop and watch it again, and feel it in my chest, and there's even a certain part where it's like, this part, I can't watch this part again.
I can't, but I will. It's like I feel like I can't, but I can't turn away. I'll put it on just to watch that part.
Oh man,
yeah, it was being trapped in the theater and having to watch that part. It's
rough. Ooh. It's rough. But so many great performances. That really is what kills it. And yeah, Korey, you're bringing up Andrew Dice Clay. He's not in a lot, but he nails it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he has one of the moments that really hits you where you're like, oh, dude.
Yeah, it's a moment that's rough to watch with him and Bradley Cooper, man.
And Sam Elliott Sam Elliott cries in it and makes you cry. Yeah. You never see Sam Elliott cry.
No, man. If Bradley Cooper can get Sam Elliott, a man's man, to cry, then he's a great director. Let's see what else we got here.
I know I had that tied.
I was saving it. I was like, let's move on. Oh, wait a minute, tie. Yeah, Martin, you had it tied with a more optimistic and happier romantic film.
But for you, you may think it's old-fashioned.
Don't you want Nick to be happy?
I know you're not what Nick needs.
Bitch, I was so pissed at her in that film, man.
Yeah, that's the point.
Man, it's a Disney-ass villain, wicked stepmom up in here. What's her name?
Michelle Yeoh.
Michelle Yeoh. Yeah, she's great though.
Oh yeah. No. This is how you want a villain to be, where you hate him and you hate him and you hate him, and then later they explain themselves. You're like, oh well, shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
I remember you being in love with this movie, though.
Oh yeah, I was absolutely in love with this movie. A gamut of emotions. It's so funny, it's so stylish, and then it's just a romantic comedy. But what they do, like, one, introduces you to a world, like I say, crazy rich Asians. Like, you don't know crazy rich until you see this movie, and it's like,
yeah,
oh, this is how there's people living like this, and they're casual about it. God damn.
That's how you know it ain't real.
Yeah. Is that extravagant?
Yeah, if you were that rich, you were not a normal human being.
No, you're not. You're not. And you're taking on the ride with them, but brought into the culture. You learn so much you didn't know before, and there's all these the politics of how this goes down, and other than here you get to this wedding. I can say I've been to a lot of weddings, and I see people cry. It's like, I ain't never cried at a wedding. I cried in this wedding. It was that beautiful.
I cried too because I know I can't afford none of this
of course.
Let's go ahead and get into your number 3, Martin. That sounds like a hip hop song.
It is actually. Diggable Planets.
Diggable Planets. Why are you singing Diggable Planets?
Because it sounds like the theme of Spider-Man.
Oh, does it? And you are correct, Martin. It is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse at number 3.
You're like me. That's impossible.
Oh, Martin. Why number 3?
Because I had the number 1 and 2 spots taken. I actually had no. I was adamant, like, man, I'm not going to put any kind of superhero movies in any of this. But this was the one. The writing is just so strong. It's that Lord and Miller where there's writing within writing. There's so much in between the lines, and the characters all mean something, and you feel something for them, and takes you on this journey, and it flips a lot of things you expect. And the art, I don't have time to talk about this art that's in here. I mean, the techniques they use to bring this together, to give it that comic book feel the whole time, making a New York that's actually lived in more than in some live action movies I see. This is a movie I went to see in the theater twice and almost went a third time, but then I thought, well, wait, if I go see it in the theater a third time, I'll be too burnt out by the time it comes on DVD.
No, you won't.
I wouldn't.
If I didn't get burned out on Black Panther and still watch it at home, you can do this with Spider-Man. But it's a great film.
No, of all the movies I saw last year, this is the one that probably brought me the most joy.
Okay, let's go ahead and winding it down now. Martin, let's get to your number 2 movie. Again, a little bit of overlap with that. Let's look at Martin's number 2, which is this film.
Did you just look at me? Look at me! How dare you!
Still yelling at this boy, man. This poor kid.
That's his life all day long.
Yeah, just being yelled at. No, here she come again. You think I get used to this? But it's at number 2 for Martin. That is The Favorite. This was at number 2 for me also, I believe.
You had it number 1.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know. No, I'm talking about you. I don't know my own list.
But what's funny is it so could have been number 1. Between my number 1 and number 2, I was back and forth on those 2 constantly on which was going to have that spot.
And why is this number 2?
Because there's so much about this movie technically that I love and appreciate. And you've talked about most of the reasons why it's so good. I love the writing, the acting is so spot on. Love these characters. I really, when it was done, I was like, dang, I kind of hate that it's ending.
Yeah,
because I want to see more go on.
Kind of want to see, especially with the conclusion, you want to see how that works out.
Yeah. And this director, Yorgos Lanthimos?
Yeah.
Where I've been kind of about his previous movies.
Yeah, which
like
ones are
like
they?
The Lobster, I wasn't crazy about it. And then the Killing of a Sacred Deer, I kind of liked, but it was weird. So it was interesting to see what he would do to period piece. And he was perfect for this because I like period pieces, but at the same time, sometimes I like him in theory, and then when I'm watching him, I'm like, boring.
Bored, yeah.
But man, he put such a weird, absurd spin on it that it stayed interesting the entire time. Okay, so this movie came out just a little bit before the movie Mary Queen of Scots.
Yeah, yeah.
And that was one where you had a comparison of a straightforward period piece and this, and this was far and above.
Yeah.
The thing that you want to watch.
You even told me after we saw that movie, said, now go watch this right here. And I was like, I'll be damned. He was right. All right. Then what is at number one? Martin, you used, well, you know what? We're at number one. You saw what my number one was and what my top five was. I think you went through all the movies that were in my top five already.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what is it?
Made it easy for you to pull clips.
Yeah, it sure did, man. I looked at that and I'm like, I ain't gonna pull this shit up twice. But yeah, Martin.
Your number 8 was my number 1.
People are saying, well, shit, what was your number 8? I don't remember. Well, to refresh you, it was this.
The gentleman says that I'm not permitted to dine here. I'm afraid not.
How does he smile and shake their hands like that?
Because it takes courage to change people's hearts.
Oh, Martin, I didn't expect this to be number 1 on your list, but I mean,
well,
cool,
you know what? I thought, hey, if I go with the favorite, that's a bold indie choice, and it's respected, and no one can fault me for that.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I was like, yeah, man, but I just really, really enjoyed the Green Book.
Yeah.
And for so many of the reasons you mentioned, but it's one of those where, yeah, it's that kind of movie that they put out every so often, and it wins Oscars, and you go like, what's new about that? I tell you, what's new about it is that one, it's Peter Farrelly, who's only done comedies, and really a lot of dumbass comedies up to this point.
Something that made you mad.
Oh, yeah. Could not foresee him doing something like this. But the performances by these two actors, you think about all the different things. Like, sure, Mahershala Ali is good. We never see him in anything where he's not good. Well, maybe Alita Battle Angel.
Wait a minute.
But you don't know. You don't really realize what kind of range he has until you see him do something like this.
Yeah.
And then Viggo Mortensen, who's always been a good actor, but who knew he could play a character like this?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, to that point,
would play a character like this.
Would play a character, would gain the weight, play this character, and take it to the point of just when you think, well, this character is just a cartoon stereotype, but knows how to play it to where, no, he's not. He has some of those trappings, but man, this guy feels like a real person. Or at least he's got more going to him than just the accent.
Yeah.
And they take you on this tour of the South, and it, as much as it has like, okay, well, on road trips, these things happen, things happen, and yet it still feels fresh. Like, I don't know exactly what's going to happen. I know they're going to the South. There's going to be some racist trouble, but where is that going to come? Mm-hmm. And the so many moments between the two of them that are funny and work. And it reminded me of how many road trip movies I've seen where the jokes feel manufactured.
Yeah.
And this wasn't one of those.
Yeah. Thank you so much for watching the video. And can I just ask just one small little favor? How about hitting that subscribe button? Oh, this is it. Just one more thing. Go check out our main site, doubletoasted.com. Over there, you'll find a longer form version of the video and also the live stream that we do almost every night of the week. Okay, one last thing. This is it. Support us at dtmerch.com and stay toasty.